Hi everyone, it's Kathie. Thanks so much for joining me. Today I have a alternate card project that I'll be sharing with you. But first I'm going to share the unboxing of the July 2018 Paper Pumpkin Kit. Since I did receive it early and I did create the video, it's just that I did run out of time and I wasn't able to get to it to do the voiceover. So here is the usual fashion on how I show you the stamp set, nice and close. But I'm sure you've all seen this stamp set. And now on to the kit content. These are the written instructions. Pretty cute, but I don't think I would actually use those baskets for anything. So we have our usual glue dots and dimensionals. We have some white twine, some brads, 3 different designs of the tiny envelopes with the different fruits on it. And these are the basket elements, I'm assuming. And then here are the note cards. Here is the basket base. I have an idea what to do with that. I'm not sure if I'll be getting to it. And this looks like bottles to me. A couple of sheets of banners in a variety of designs. A sheet of green leaves in a sticker format. Giant blueberries, strawberry cutouts, and also apples. And this looks like the basket handle. More basket elements. And this is like a vellum gingham. And then these are tissue paper type gingham design paper. So, wrapping it up, here's another look of the stamp set. I'm kind of sad that there isn't an actual fruit or anything. And then one more look of the instructions, a couple of stills of the whole kit. And now we're going to move on to the alternate card. All right, so I'm starting off with 2 of the apple cutouts, a strawberry piece, the long handle basket strip, 1 of the little banners, and I did stamp the sentiment in advance. And I created the layout. So that's Island Indigo, which is retired. I just kind of grabbed whatever I had. And I used the blue gingham tissue piece. I stuck that down onto a white piece of cardstock. That's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And for the Island Indigo panel, I cut that down to 4 inches by 5 1/2 and just centered it on top of the gingham design to get that all ready. And the circle pieces, 5/8 inch circle and a 3/4 inch circle punch. This is just a scrap piece of paper, which I'm going to create for the beak. But I decided that I'm going to color in this part first with pumpkin pie and then just cut out a little square. This part is the ears. Didn't really spend too much time on it. You can see that they're uneven. They don't look that fantastic, so you don't have to work too hard at it. And then onto the apple pieces, I just took off the little part that sticks out. I don't know what you call that, but anyway, on the back side of these apple pieces, I'm just going to, on the first one, we're going to draw a line at the bottom and then 2 lines in the center. And then we're just going to cut away the parts that I don't want. And that tail part, you know how it kind of indents inward? I decided against it, so I'm just going to remove that and get it curved the other direction. And I'm going to take off the pencil lines, and I think I'm happy with that. Now for the second apple, at the bottom part of that apple, which is going to be the top part, I'm just drawing this little V shape and the line across. And then the part where it has that little piece that can pop out, we're going to draw a sweetheart neckline. So basically like a heart shape. And then once you're happy with that, we're just going to trim it out. And I did kind of work at it because when I cut out this heart section, it was kind of wonky. So take off the pencil lines and just kind of hack away at it and get it nice and smooth and even as best as you can. And then this part here, we're just going to remove that little section and take off any points. And then I did remove just a little smidge on each side there, just so that it gives it a little bit more life. Okay, now we're going to color that section at the top with Early Espresso. And I didn't color it in solidly. I just kind of stroked it in. So there's some little white sections because we're going to sponge in soft suede and it'll tone down that white just a little bit, but leave still a little bit of highlight. And I do go back afterwards and responge the top part of that head just to get it just a little bit bolder. Okay, now we're going to sponge in this body part. And I only did the sides and the tail, but hindsight, I should have done the entire part because when I stuck down the strawberry piece, and you'll know what I mean afterwards, I did shade this a little bit. See how it kind of got lost? Yeah. If you shade in the entire piece, the teardrop cutout shapes will show the soft suede behind it, and it'll add some nice texture and definition. You'll see what I mean when I show you the finished card. Okay, so with the larger circle and the black Stampin' Write marker, we're just going to color along the edge there halfway around it. And then for the smaller ones, a larger circle and a smaller one just below it on the left side of the first circle piece. And then with the second one, we're going to do it on the right side. So a larger one, smaller one below, and then just color it all in. Okay, so grab the large circle piece and the small one, and we're going to stick those two together. These are going to be the eyes. You want a slight halo around the whole piece there, so it kind of looks more like an eye. And I'm just fussing a little bit there. Okay, and now we're going to stick down that beak, and I decided I just want it just a tad narrower, and I did curve the top part of that beak, so I did take off the point, and then we're just going to glue it down slightly hanging off. And then here are the googly eyes that we created, and I was just kind of showing you here how it looks if you go up, down, lower, wider, how it gives you that different look. But if you have those little googly eyes that come like in a package, you could very well use those instead of making your own. And just be mindful when you glue this down that you want the two little white circles placed on the left and the right of the head. And then here are those little small tick things for the ears. I just glued those down and then shaded them in. All right, so now we're ready to stick the head to the body, and I'm just going to show you if you have it up higher, it's more of a grown-up owl, and if you put it lower, it's more of a younger owl. And if you slightly tilt his head to one side, it'll give you that cute factor. All right, now we're ready to create the branch. So using that long piece, we're going to snip off the one end. And we're going to cut a V shape to start on that one end. And then we're going to cut across to the end to create an uneven edge. And then we'll do the same thing on the other side. And then we'll create some points on the end of the branches. And to add a bit of color to the branch, I shaded it in with soft suede, but it wasn't quite dark enough, so I used Early Espresso, just kind of scribbled across it, and then I used a paper towel and just swiped off the excess. Now onto the owl, I decided I'm just going to glue it down flat instead of with some dimensionals. Because of this branch, I want it to be at the front. I originally stuck it down first, but then I thought, oops, it needs to be at the front of the owl so that the owl looks like it's sitting on the branch. And I'm just scratching off a bit of glue that got on there, and then I removed the excess on the branch piece. And now for some leaves. Now I stuck down the first one, but then I realized they look kind of giant. So I am trimming them back just to get them a little bit smaller and different sizes. And it looks so much more proportioned. And now with the sentiment, we're just going to raise it with some dimensionals. And that's it. I decided just to leave it as is. And I will be sticking it onto a top folding card base in Whisper White. Here's a couple of stills of the finished card. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's unboxing and alternate card project. Thanks so much for joining me. Bye for now.